Oh, jeez. Knocked the pop filter. Anyhow, hello and welcome to my review of AnoHana, the flower we saw that day, episode 10, with my blind notes. I saw it a long time ago, episode by episode, and luckily, thankfully, jotted down my blind notes. It doesn't seem like doing a review would be as good if you had seen the whole thing already, even though that it is called a review in a sense, I guess. But anyhow, let's get into it. The pre-finale, so things are going to be heating up, and then next episode, conclusion. So let's get to it. All right, so Jintan ponders the day of the fireworks. It's tomorrow, very close. Menma prays at a shrine altar dedication area bit to Jintan's mother, and also ponders that the fireworks is tomorrow. Kind of was curious why she looked at her hands. Were they slightly different somehow? Perhaps I didn't catch something there that I was supposed to. I don't know. Alright, Suroko continues rumors of Yuki cross-dressing. He confronts her about it, because that's just not nice. And he allows her to run off crying, but he does take notice of it. So there's some conflict between them. And boy, let me just say, outside of this review, it's going to be really nice being able to do the newer Fate stuff for Drive. We're going to have to raise the roof with that kind of stuff and have a real good time with it. But anyhow, let's get back into this. It's just so many different thoughts on my mind. So much good stuff to look forward to. Anyhow, the party tomorrow is for Menma's departure. There's a party they're going to hold. So now Papo ponders his guilt of just watching back then, the day Menma died. Just watching. As a kid, horrified. But later on, the whole rest of one's life, pondering that they did nothing to try and save her. So Papo, man, oh man, not good. He has to come to a peace with the past too. They're just all hurting. Anyhow, the Menma's father talks to the Okaza, and the son joins the group, the Super Peace Busters, to set up a party for Menma. The mother is just distressed about it and tries to stop him from going, but the boy finally has had enough. He gets gutsy, bold. He goes bold. He calls it out. Calls out the truth of her still dealing with the past, and that she's not enjoying him, kind of a deal. So he calls it out. I think that was the case. My notes are getting confusing. Calls it out. Calls it out. He feared being with Menma, so he went for Anaru. I don't understand. Anyhow, it's been such a time gap, and sometimes I don't even understand whatever I jot down. It's just however I rate it, All right, so Anaru mentions she remembers that day too, and what Menma. Or no. Who was that? Was that Anaru or was that? I forget who that was. The notes allude that it was Anaru, but I think it might have been the other chick. Anyhow, let's just go with it. Whoever she is. She mentions she remembers that day too, and what Menma called them about wanting to do something for Jintan. So there's some hinting of something that was not brought about. Could this pertain to Menma's wish? Who knows? Yu Kiatsu recruits Anaru's help because only she can, for whatever it was. So at this point you have to ponder the wish might not be the fireworks, ? But rather Menma doing something for Jintan and Soroko. Yeah, it was Soroko. Soroko knows what it is. She remembers a call back in the past to herself and Yuki from Menma. Wow. There is something. There is something. Something hidden, something unresolved, something going on. I love when they hint towards something, but they just don't give it to us. I mean, there's a point where they have to deliver, but you can over hint and over tease. At some point, you do have to deliver. But anyhow, there is a goodbye Menma sign at the old fort for her goodbye party. At this point, it's like, oh no, the feels. Stay away. Stay away. Menma shows off her diary and thanks everyone. Thanks, and whatever it says. Thanks for everything today. Tomorrow I'll go to heaven. Please be my friends until the very end. That is so difficult. It's so strong. It's so strong. My goodness. You can try and read it and not think about it, but it still kind of got me there. You can just think of things from this sucker and tear up off camera. You can. Just these beautiful tearjerker anime. I appreciate them so much. So much. They bring out some good in the human heart. They really do. Beautiful love and care. Tender emotion. Anyhow, Popo breaks because of these words. You can't blame him, really. So, oh no, the feels have officially begun. They're laying it on thick now. It's getting significant. So, Yukiatsu, for whatever reason, wants to recreate that day of the past in which she died. He, for however he'd managed, has Anaru go along with it, surprisingly, and they ask, as they did in the past, the day that Menma died, if Jintan digs Menma, which very much upset Jintan, and who can blame him? My gosh, that would just... such a nightmare. Such a nightmare. The exact same way and phrase. So at this point, I got angry at Yuki. So I wrote, "Up your nose, Yuki." Jintan reveals Jintan reveals the truth. Jintan reveals he loves Menma. And he tried to run. He tried to run out again. But Papo stops him from recreating that day to the full extent. Menma does not smile this time. She cries this time. Or at least didn't. Not cry, and maybe she smiled and cried, I don't remember, but you know what I mean. So, okay. So Yuki wanted that settled before Menma left, for both Jintan's sake and even for Naru's sake, to stop losing to Menma with Jintan. So there seems to be mutual sympathy between Anaru and Suruko, being in the same sort of position. Suruko digs Yuki, who has only liked Menma. And Anaru has only liked Jintan, who likes Menma. Papo apologized later, I assume, to Jintan. So what a love, the love octagon continues. It really does. It really does. Oh boy. Oh boy, I think I remember this was where it was getting really, really heavy. Really heavy, I think. Menma tells Jintan that she loves him. She loves him too. Jintan offers to marry her as she is and have her stay. So here's where he's getting kind of selfish about it. It's the case with anyone. We would all want the people we care about to stay with us forever. But there's a time when it's just not up to us what happens. Death cannot be stopped. So, anyhow, let's get back into this. Menma declares she wants to go to heaven to be reincarnated. She ponders becoming a caterpillar, and she wants to talk to everyone again like she used to. And then it shows a butterfly dying. So were they going for symbolism there or what? And the reincarnation stuff is Hinduism related. So I guess just take note of that a little bit. What did Menma want to do for Jintan back then? What was the phone call about? This is getting the feels. This is getting to quite the feels. It's the day she is supposed to depart. Stay away, feels! Exclamation mark. Menma dreams of Jintan's mother talking to her of reincarnation. She is not sad. The mom dying is not sad. but has one thing on her mind. Here we go. Menma's wish for Jintan has to do with his own mother? Question marks. What is it? Question mark. And is this alluding to Menma being found as a different little kid in the final episode? Question marks. Due to the reincarnation Hinduism element. Once again, take note of that. And at this point, I wonder again, is something happening to Menma's hands? Because I think they were emphasized again. She tells Obasan to wait a bit longer, and that the fireworks are to be set off soon. So just to wait a bit more. Maybe, I forget if Obasan was Jintan's mom or something. So anyhow, there must be more to it if it is something that has to do with Jintan. There's something, it hasn't been revealed yet, which is awesome. The group build the fireworks structure. Menma's brother shows up in support. Menma thanks Jintan for getting him there. And Jintan ponders the end game. The fireworks get fully prepared. Papo says some sort of line, and Jintan is struggling, not wanting Menma to go again, not wanting her to leave. But he hesitated. He wanted to act like he was okay with it, but he's not okay with it. He wasn't being transparent and honest about his feelings. But nonetheless, he hesitated, and so the fireworks get lit. And at that point, it was too late. Right after it was lit, Jintan said, "Wait." But, as I said, it was too late. So the fireworks succeeded. It got launched. And poof. And good enough, Menma's mother also saw it too. I think the father drove her there. So maybe she's starting to heal. But anyhow. So it kind of gets a bit drawn out around this scene, and then Jintan I think hears one bit or something, or turns around, and Menma is still there, stunned, shocked. She's still there. And Jintan is really happy about it. So, the fireworks was not the wish, essentially. So the real wish has something to do with Jintan. The fireworks was a false one. One final episode left, the finale. Everything must be wrapped up and explained, along with Menma's death, preferably, and the relationships between the characters into possible peace and romances, maybe. I expect to see the full side of what happened that day, hopefully, and for everyone to move on from it finally and have some peace. I don't really know what else to expect. Perhaps some sort of plot twist, maybe. But Menma will no doubt be ripped from us in some way or form to hit us right in the feels. So, my final comment, all aboard the feels train, choo-choo, exclamation marks. All right, so that was my review of episode, the pre-finale to AnoHana, the flower we saw that day. Let me know your favorite moment of the episode. I don't know mine. I really don't. I don't know. I don't know. At near the end there, that was a really good surprise. So maybe that and Menma's goodbye party and what she wrote in her diary. That was really, really meaningful and heavy. So anyhow, let me know your thoughts on the episode. Thank you very much for watching, and stay tuned for the final episode review of AnoHana, the flower we saw that day, episode 11. It would be nice to do a full review someday, but it is what it is. All right, so we got one more, and then I can chow down on some. So I will see you up ahead. Take her cool.